Alright, let's see. We got Priest, we got Hunter, we got Warrior. We've actually played all of these except Warrior, but I don't want to play Warrior. Our first Priest went really, really well. But let's try this Hunter thing out. I don't know. I think I'd like to confirm that it's not very good. Sure, I had a 12, and Dreads had a lot of like 1 and 2 win Hunters. So maybe the Wild Seed cards aren't that good. I don't know. They seem to be detracting from Dreads' ability to win games. I like Adorable Infestation a lot. And we'll run a Stoneborn General. Good 1 and a good 10. Deck's basically done, right? I do like Bone Wraith. Fairy Dragon is a nice 2. Why do we care about 2s? I don't know if we do. Why do we care about dragons? I guess Nether Spite Historian. Which we don't have, and we haven't been offered yet in like 5 drafts, 6 drafts. Let's just take a Bone Wraith. I like him. Wow. I mean, I kind of can't run 2 10s, probably. And Adorable Infestations are good. They kind of get better in multiples, right? Play a 2, you buff it. You get to keep your minion. And then you can buff that one too. Only 2 you want is Wild Seed? Well, considering it's not a guarantee we get them and they're in about 25% of decks, means you draft 4 Hunters, you're unlikely to see one in 3 out of them. I would probably err on the side of caution of not picking up any cards that cost 2. I'm very happy with the X-Men shirt. It's still alive and kicking. Hey, Sin. Not even faded. It's kind of faded. I'm going to take a Open the Cages. It sucks, but so do these, so maybe Open the Cages can work. And I actually think I'll take a Gorilla Bot. It does feel hard to get 3 drops specifically for some reason, which is kind of interesting. I think you want to prioritize 3s a little more and not prioritize 2s quite as much. Chicken's awful. Herald, I think, is a playable card. Certainly better when, you know, 2 of your first 5 cards are Adorable Infestation, but let's go Gorilla. And I do like Warple Stinker. Crimson Hothead is fine, but this is just a good card. Maybe we can buff it. Freezing's great, Ogre's good, Smug is good. There are a lot more tokens, so maybe Freezing Trap is not quite as good. Let's take a Smug. It does feel kind of like there's fewer taunts and things. I'm going to take a Thresh. Not a big fan of Razor Jaw, but... Alright, we're going to try this Wild Spirits card out, which I think actually has a played win rate similar to like Raid Boss and Nixia right now. It is immediately the best card in our deck. It may be the best card in the meta. It has the 4th highest played win rate in Hunter right now, below Sir Denatharius, Aralon, and Ysera the Dreamer. And not by a lot. And it also costs 1/3 of most of those, or less than 1/3. I do think Aralon is better. It does appear as though this is slightly better than the 2-drop, and those are the 2 best cards. The other cards around there are Ringling's Rifle, sandwiched between the Wild Seed cards, Ace Hunter Kreen, and Zephyrus, followed by also Collateral Damage, which does seem to be like probably a top 10 or top 12 Hunter card too. Let's go Optimistic Ogre. All right, we're gonna grab a 2 now. Does feel like 2s are a little more abundant, but we don't have many. We're 1/3 of the way through the deck. Our only 2 is not a card we want in our opening hand, or maybe to ever draw. We'll just nab a 2-drop here. I actually like Batty Guest. I think Defender's okay. Party Crasher feels like it's pretty good if you're throwing this. Actually kind of good if you're throwing this, too. That's kind of insane. An 8-mana 7/9 summons a 6/7 that goes face. I mean, it could trade, but that's actually kind of crazy. You could, like, get lethal through a taunt. But I think the Batty Guest also kind of looks like Dreads. You got double Infestation, so having 1-drops and 1-drops that spit out more 1-drops is also quite valuable, I think. Is this an aggro meta? I'm not sure. I am going to be taking Resizing Pouch here. Our 12-win Hunter had 2 of them, and it was so good. I mean, unsurprisingly. You need a 6, you get a 6. You need a 7, you get a 7. You want an Alexstrasza, you get an Alexstrasza. I think Broomstick with Thresh, the combination of the two gets quite nice. I think Maze Guide is fine, but Resizing just allows a deck that curves out and, you know, tempos out, winning a lot of the games just by going, you know, Baddie Guest, Infestation, Wild Spirits, to still beat the decks that play a, you know, an early board clear, and then you can still find like your premium stuff. Petting Zoo I actually think is not that bad. It's bad though, it's bad, but it's a 3 mana 3/3 always. Sometimes it's a 3 mana 6/6. If you have Snake Trap, if you have I don't know, maybe Freezing. Play it on curve, it can be okay. I'll take a Warbear here, but yeah, it's fine. I'll take a Candle Shot. I'm not a huge Candle Shot fan, but I don't like these much. I would take Entertainer over Tidehunter. Quite good if you can buff the Warple Stinker. Coin out the Entertainer, buff the Warple Stinker, play the Warple Stinker, and like an Adorable Infestation. The game's already over. Which you also might miss. Lone Champ looks like it gets worse in our deck as a result of mostly being tokeny, wanting 1s and 2s. 3s are still hard to get, so playing a 3 mana 2/4 could be okay, but I guess if that's the argument, you could take a Zubot, right? Open the Cage is a guaranteed trigger? It's a stretch. Forgot about Braze getting a lot of ads. Yeah, I don't know. We're not running any pre-rolls. If you get ads and leave and come back before the ads are done, then Twitch doesn't count you as having watched the ads. I put that theory to the test watching another channel. I just wanted to watch the last turn of a BG's game. I didn't want to stay. We're going to draft a Zubot here, I think. Beast, Dragon, Murloc. We do have a Dragon. A couple of Beasts. Yeah, fine. 9 ads for 30 seconds of content. It's probably because he left and came back. Twitch doesn't let me run more than X amount of ads in an 8-minute period, but I don't run anything close to their max amount of ads. Actually, I run a lot closer to the minimum amount, but if you left before the ads finished, then they probably just served you up another helping of ads. Let's take another candle, although I'm not in love with having 2 candle shots. Honestly, it's good content though. Yeah, it's amongst the best on Twitch, so. Yeah, we have it so whenever it does run ads, it will not run any more ads for the longest period of time possible. And it turns off pre-rolls for at least as long as they'll allow us to turn off pre-rolls at the start of the stream. It may be later already, but... Served me up a third helping 30 seconds after I watched it. Yeah, it sounds like you're just backing out and coming back in and thinking that it's counting while you're gone, but it doesn't. It stops registering the ads you were watching if you don't let them finish. That, again, is not something the streamer has any control of. Let's grab a 2 here. I'm probably going to take the Mass Reveler. Dire Frenzy just doesn't feel very good. Kind of cool on Warple. In this meta, I just feel like you can't be sitting around with a 4-drop that does nothing. In the last couple of metas... There you go, Charles. Thank you so much. Now Bray can support the channel. Well, I guess he could support it with just his ripping chat content. It's probably going to be good. In the old metas, I think you could just sit around doing nothing sometimes and then buff your beast and then sit around doing nothing and then draw your beast and then it'd be really fun, but I don't think you really can do that. But thank you, Charles. Thank you, Josh. I appreciate the support, guys. Let's grab a Bola shot here. It's not great, but I think these are awful. And I think it's okay. It's probably like a 4 out of 10. Some spots, maybe it's a 5 out of 10. I'm not sure yet. I don't want a 3rd candle shot. I don't mind Mana Feeder. We need 2s, and if you draw it on turn 10, you get to just play it. You know, Hero Power, play it, then drop a 5 or something. Or whatever you draw, that can be good too. Oh, double Wild Spirit. So that's like having 2 3-mana Raid Boss Onyxias. I wish they'd show me ads, then I wouldn't have to look at the streamer all the time. Hey, Repu Geek, how are you? Yeah, look at that. That's a +2, right? If you control a secret, summon a copy of this. I have one secret that's not great. I could play another one of them. It's an okay 4. Alright, you know what? I'm just gonna play it. If we get a second secret, it can be nice. Medic's okay. Another Stoneborn, no, it's kind of cute. Lucky, I wish I got your deck. Just play Arena all day, every day, and you'll get a variety of good and very putrid decks. This card's good. I actually really like Frenzied Fangs, too. I was impressed. Card's slow, but good. It's good. Alright. I just don't mind picking up like one more good too. Hey, we got a Nether Spite. I kind of want it. Either way, you're taking something that wants you to have a dragon. You could just take the Initiate, maybe, honestly. But we have one dragon, right? No amalgams in the meta? Oh no, there is. There's a 4-drop amalgam. Alright, I'll probably pick it up. I mean, sure. I have a lot of cheap shitters to pull. That probably doesn't benefit me too much. Let's just take the dragon. We just took the Nether Spite. It's gonna be great. Trust me. Bug collector or creepy painting? I don't know. Let's take the painting. Why not? We spoke its praises, and a firebird because we have no 4s, or a jar dealer because it's cooler. Let's take a firebird. Like a nice curve, real early, and then a little bit of, like, you know, a little bit of meat on the end. Ask for a dragon, receive a dragon. I wanted a better dragon, but I didn't specify it. That's on me. All right, let's get another bet going here. How many wins? And thank you again to King Charles. Painting, you have 2 generals. What's a general? Oh, this thing? I don't think that'll be relevant. You'd have to play it, have it not die, not turn into anything, have nothing die, then draw the general. Then the general doesn't die, and then they still don't kill it. That won't matter, right? More than likely, you might kill their general and get theirs, right? You'd be surprised. I will be surprised if that is a play I make. If I play an unchecked painting on 9 going into a general that I think is going to die on 11 or 12, I will be surprised. Copying the second half is good? Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's an 8/8. Copying anything is good if it's an 8-drop, right? Let's find the Wild Spirits. The painting will become a copy of the card with the lowest health in a showdown. That makes sense. It becomes a copy of the card that got played first, I believe. So if I trade a 1/1 into an 8/1, but my 1/1 hit the board first, then it'll just become a 1/1.
What a delicious party!
I just had a draw, nice. You play it with the general already on board and then hit it into something. Yeah, sure. But if I'm playing a general on board, then I'm just winning, right? I'm killing whatever comes out. And yeah, like, the way like that play works is you have to play the general, kill something, the general lives, then next turn, right? Because I already spent all my mana on the general. The following turn, you have to play a painting and then trade your general into something else, in which case your general's not going face. So it's like, there's diminishing returns on that type of, I should have killed that, actually. He's come alive right away? Redbeard, I don't want to panic you, but you got 666 viewers, number of Jesus. Oh god, no. Best classes? Hunter, Mage, and maybe Warlock, or Druid, or Priest? That sort of play does happen with General, but it's more of a control versus control scenario. Yeah, every play can happen, for sure. And if your 3-drop can become an 8-drop, it's great. But I'm not taking it because I have General specifically. I'm taking it because it's powerful in a lot of different scenarios, basically.
Just a taste.
And because I want to just test it out more. But like you can see in our last run, we just never used it. And I think that you have to factor that into however powerful it is that it's either like the Giga Nuts, like it's getting whatever general kills, or it's becoming a general, or it's sitting in your hand for an extra 4 or 5 turns. And would it have been better if it was just a 3 mana 3/4 and you just played it on the board and maybe you pushed 6 or 9 damage and you didn't have to get this omega powerful play because you had a card rotting in your hand? So you kind of have to factor that stuff in too, I think. Like he's a warrior. You think you can utilize that? Maybe. Did more often than not copy the opponent's general. Yeah, and again, that may be the case. I caution people a lot of the time when it comes to these things on these kind of like anecdotal experiences, because as people are trying to learn the meta, it's very easy to like draft the card once and be like, oh wow, this is the best card. Twice it turned into a general and it was unbeatable. Wow, I'm never passing that card. And then the next 10 times you play it, you're like, wait, this card doesn't seem to be as fluid or functional as I thought. And for me, it's somebody who people are going to kind of look towards to kind of like help them figure out, you know, mine my brain for any knowledge of my experiences. I want to caution people to not just immediately fall in love with a card or hate a card either, right? And I think my thoughts on painting so far are that it was better than I thought, and I think it's worse than I assess it right now. I think it'll end up being worse than that, which is very high, just because you have to account for all those times that it does nothing, which is easy to just disregard. It's always very easy to remember the big play, the one time it got a general, or the 2 times, or the 3 times, but you don't account for the 10 times it did nothing. That's all. That's part of the fun, right? Chad, apologize for putting you into that sort of ethical dilemma as an educator. Hey, you know, I appreciate that. Did Dreads average over 3 today? No, unfortunately not. But tomorrow he said he was going to try to start winning. First 2 days he said he wasn't trying to win. Redbird gives the most endearing speeches about why he is better than us. It's part of his charm. Well, in some ways I'm better at certain aspects of certain things. In other ways I'm undoubtedly worse, right? But, you know, that's just the way it is. The things I'm better at seemingly don't have a ton of real life value. But in the context of playing Hearthstone Arena, they have some value. And I gotta stress again, it's not to imply that this analysis of the cards isn't accurate either. It's just that it always takes more than a day or a run to really suss out how good a lot of these cards are. And I've been doing this for 5 years, and every time an expansion comes out, I will have 50 people come in. Well, when I started out, it was like 0. But like 50 people come in and tell me that every class is the best class because they drafted one and they did well with it. And also another 50 people will come in and say that every class is the worst class because they drafted it and got a bad deck. And all that means is you can get good decks and you can get bad decks. And you shouldn't really have a, you know, firm opinion so quickly into the meta. Monk is the best class. Well, there you go. You have a better beard than most of us. Better is subjective, though. Being world famous for your farts, I'd say you're winning at life. I don't know if I am, though. I could have played this and buffed that and traded, but yeah, you know, I don't really want to. This is our turn 4. We have a 5/4, a 3/5 with Wind Fury, a 2/5, a 4/2 weapon. This card is oppressive. This card is putrid. This thing could cost 6 and you would run it, right? Impressed with how you've grown your viewership. The insight is appreciated. Hey, thanks, man. Yeah, I think a lot of it is just, you know, luck and perseverance and hard work and some skill, you know. I do think that plays a factor. Okay, second best hit there is pretty good. I don't know if there's a way for him to kill this board, maybe. I didn't say that. During that whole tirade, I was looking at boobies on Twitter. What, did Bert really say that? Oh god. Did Bert really say that? Wow, Bert. Disrespectful. Incredibly disrespectful. Bert killed my father. No, he didn't. Maybe with love. Imagine casting that twice with the Naga card in Hunter. Yeah, that would be strong. Bert knows it's all about positive engagement with his audience. I try to be positive and I try to engage with the audience. Oh no, this is up, Master. Oh no. Being at 6 life on your turn 6? I've been lower earlier, but... Oh god. Brad, you're really playing up. Hey, what's up, fat boy? Alright, go check him out. Apologize. Hey, up, Master. Sorry, I was shouting you out. Copied it wrong? No, I didn't. I didn't. I'm sorry. I don't know if Up Master can hear me. That 3-drop is stupid. I mean, I hope that they... I was saying, I think I'm going to build a Wild Seed deck and take it to rank 1 Legend so that they'll nerf it. I think I might actually play Constructed and get the card nerfed. Yeah, we played against Up Master, Fat Boy. Oh, you're playing Up. Hey, thanks, Fat Boy, for the gifted sub, man. What's the deal with Up Master? He just came by, I think, to say hello. So I implore you guys to check him out. Great guy. Great streamer, good friend. We've raided him before. We'll raid him again. Great arena personality. How's the new patch been treating you? Pretty good. We had a couple of 12 wins yesterday. This deck looks strong. Handyman. Thanks, Handyman, for the follow, and thanks, Fat Boy, for the gifted subs. A 1-1 or 2 1-1s? That was a nasty opener. You have a really strong deck. I hope you win 12. Thanks, man. I hope so, too. I don't know if you can hear me, though. What's your take on the locations? The Priest one is really, really good. Dreads, we're going for our 4th 12-win run in the last, like, 18 hours. What do you think? You proud of me? Should I trade that off? I could trade Dreads off later. Imagine drafting 2 and not going 12. Well, if you don't draw them, it doesn't really matter. If your opponent draws theirs, then it might not matter. If you don't roll the 3-drop, it might not matter. You don't get to win just by having strong cards, but it certainly helps. Wild Spirits is pretty tough to play. Yeah, we're 2 for 2 for wins when we play it on turn 3, but this game we didn't, so looks like we have to actually play Hearthstone. Yuck. Yuck. Hey Dreads, can you do me a favor? Can you turn your stream on by the any chance? Get 2,000 viewers and then raid me, like 5 minutes, then raid me. I got another Runeterra bounty and I want to play it. But I never get paid unless we get like a freaking huge raid. Otherwise I never get paid for Runeterra. I've been playing off stream. I'm kind of addicted to Runeterra right now. Dreads, why you trash out Arena? Dreads is one of the best players in the world. How dare you? Oh, okay, sure. It's from the Zeph, so, you know, big whoopee woo. So I can play a 3-drop and just get a 3 here. I can buff my guy. I can get one of those, which is almost effectively the same thing. So like this is a really interesting spot for creepy painting. I think there's an argument to just play a 3-mana 3/2 and not fall off the board. But I don't want to, so I'm not going to. But I think you could. I'm gonna trade that guy off. Maybe he has like a Dire Frenzy or something. Watch the man play Runeterra because I banged your mom. It was a side effect. Ew. Sex is disgusting. Love Runeterra, it's a ton of fun. Yeah, I really like that solo mode. So is the overall strength of the deck considered when being up against opponents? No, just win-loss. Which I think is good. I think if every good deck only played against good decks, no decks would go above like 4 wins. And for less experienced, well, 4 or 5 or 6 or whatever. For less experienced players, like, you'd probably never go above like... You probably never go above like 2 wins. If you trade painting, you get 3/2. Less health is what it summons is a head-to-head. Have we not established it summons what was played on board first always? Are we disregarding that? But yeah, getting a 3/2 is fine. Right? That's exactly what I said we would get. Plus it would be the only thing that would die in that spot. So. I like the symmetrical, kind of, you know, if this one had Reborn, that'd be cool. I'll give up Reborn, just take it away. You guys ever feel like a new person making the same old mistakes? Yeah, me too. Hey, ATB Dota, that's weird. No one pays attention to the rules of Hearthstone. Runeterra was fun until they killed Expeditions. I really like the Slay the Spire style format where you're still playing Runeterra, but you're still doing like the deck building crap. You could free trade, and then I could play painting, and then I could trade this one off to get that one, right? Would painting give a reborn guy if one died after the reborn triggered? I believe so. Because it has reborn on the text. It doesn't change the card. So like if this one dies and then the reborn one dies and then you play a 0 mana deal 3 gain 2 cards or whatever, I think you get 2 reborn copies. So like if I play this now and trade, I'm fairly certain this becomes a 2/5 taunt, right? I don't hero power if I play that. I think I might just play these two. I want a hero power, don't I?
What have we here?
How much money have I spent on Runeterra? $0, but they paid me to play it. The that solo content mode, you don't have to pay a dime to play. I'm sure at some point you kind of get like hard stuck or whatever, but I don't think you have to spend anything. You just, it's kind of like Arena where you build your deck as you go and then you end your run and you kind of start over from there. You keep like some champions and like a base package of cards, which I think each hero has associated with them, but yeah, it's like a duels run, but better, and you don't spend, there's like no, it's all PvE, you don't play against any people. I still don't know what I'm doing here. Not sure. You might just farm a level or 2, but it's free, yeah. Sounds fun. Yeah, it's like a more complicated Hearthstone, but less complicated Magic. A single player duels run? Yeah, against the computer, instead of against another player. It's sort of like Slay or Monster Train. That it's sort of like the Hearthstone solo adventure content, but more fleshed out. Which is kind of what I was hoping Duels or Mercenaries would end up being. I gonna stream some Runeterra tonight? Probably not. We have a bounty for it, so if we luck out and acquire a big raid in the next few days, we'll probably do it. Otherwise, nah. Because the problem with the Twitch bounties is if you don't maintain the minimum viewership, you don't get paid at all. So it kind of sucks. We actually, these Runeterra bounties are really short-lived. They're really short. Like I only have a week. Usually they're like all month. But we've done 2 Runeterra bounties in the last like 2 weeks. Seems like they've been putting it up every week and I'm down. But what I do is I don't take it, and then if we get raided, I'll take it. Because if you take it, then you have to do it within an even shorter period of time. Is this thing active? How many damn beetles this bozo got? Oh man, I want to play Sleepy. I want a hero power too. I just don't think we're actually that close. Maybe we are. Blizzard should ban this guy from Arena. He is too broken. I don't mind him. Haven't been hit by him too much. He is pretty dumb. Yeah. What they should do is just like scale him down. What does he do? I don't even know what he does. They should just give him like arena specific stats or whatever. Would be a better thing, I think. Hopefully it doesn't hit my taunt. Can he kill my guy here? He can, huh? I can put him to 1. In the last few months, the chair got replaced, the hat got replaced. When does the streamer get replaced? Hopefully soon. I'm ready to retire. This is kind of what I mean. There's just like so many games like this, which is, I gotta stress again, I don't think the card is bad. I think the card can be very good, but just so many games where you just kind of win and you never get a chance to play it. And I think the games where you lose or you're losing, sometimes you're forced to find a spot where you're like, okay, well now I can get an insane amount of value from it. It's an interesting card. Very rarely has there been a card that after 3 or 4 plays, I'm still not exactly sure like when to use it, what decks want it, or how good it is. And I'd say like 80% of the time, it just sits in my hand the entire game. Like it never hits the board. It's like Neptulon, or rarely offered but broken. Yeah, I like the design of it more than Neptulon actually, because you kind of have to have it early to infuse a lot of minions before he gets really good. But I've only seen 1 so far, and it was really good, and it absolutely dunked me and destroyed me. What class? Hunter? Let me see what I don't even know exactly what he does. Deal 5 damage amongst all enemies. Endlessly infuse 1, deal 1 more. And he has lifesteal, right, or something? Yeah, like that card could maybe start as a 5/5 and then get like +1/+1, like up to 10 or something. So he's an even worse top deck. Deal 5 damage amongst all enemies. Yeah, I don't know. This is great. Look, I'm not like Dreads rolling the 3-drop all the time. This is totally fair. Is Wild Spirits broken? It's the best card in Arena right now. It's better than, I would take it over Denarius or whatever. Whatever that idiot's name was. This fork really sucks. The minions cost more, oh no. Avalon is better. Avalon is... I think Avalon's better. I think it's got like a slightly lower deck or played win rate, or maybe it's got a higher deck win rate, but yeah, it's just so much cheaper. And you think Avalon's better than this card? Yeah, I guess maybe. Those are probably the top 2 though, right? And this card costs 2 less, so... Yeah, maybe Avalon. Wild Seeds are kind of dumb. I mean, we said Wild Seeds. Go back and watch Save Files review or reveal. Collectively, he and I and Dreads and Trump revealed the Wild Seeds. I was the first person to react to a Wild Seed being revealed. I was flabbergasted. You could see it on my face. I did not want to disrespect their expansion during the reveal, but you can see my thoughts on my face during Save's reveal. I'm assuming I said something along the lines of this is the best card ever printed for Arena. That was before the 3-drop got revealed, or it was the first Wild Seed card that got revealed for anything. Man, look at me in the command center. Man, I look cool. Wow. It's like Save on a planet, Planet Dune or whatever. And Trump, they're hanging out on a planet. I'm in the command center being called in for my expertise. Dreads is like in prison or something. I don't want to listen to myself because I probably sound like an idiot, but... Let's see. Oh, Trump? I thought I revealed this one. Oh yeah, and he was like... Sorry. Is it a hunter card? Some cards are, yeah. You should have said Matt Lunton ban this strap. I always say this, and this is the truth. I don't want cards like that banned. I don't think they should just make overtly broken, overpowered cards and then just ban them, because then the expansion just start to like whittle down in terms of relevance and newness and such. I think it would make much more sense to just scale the cards for Arena specifically. They already do it for duels. They already make custom cards for duels. They already made a whole new game mode from scratch in Mercenaries. I don't think it would be like this impossible, like to make it summon a 4/3 with a 3/1 weapon instead, you know, like I don't think that'll like be super detrimental to the game. In fact, I would argue that would be quite beneficial. Let's squeeze in an extra hero power. I don't know. Looks like we're not gonna have a play most of this game, so. Cards should never be banned from Arena, just create custom cards for Arena, which addresses them. Well, sure. Now, as I've said in the past, if you're not ever gonna do that, if you're not ever gonna take a more practical approach to, you know, card design and by, you know, actively working to make a healthier game mode in Arena, then yeah, just fuck it, just ban it then. But both approaches I think are very lazy. If you're just gonna make a broken card and just kind of disregard any implications, I think that's lazy. And if you're, you know, just gonna ban them, then I think that's lazy too. I don't want any of this crap. I guess I'll take the taunt. Maybe it's like a little difficult for him, maybe. Want more arena sets like Taverns of Time? Yeah, now, again, it's really easy to complain. We complain all night, every night, about different things. We analyze this, we analyze that. At the end of the day, I firmly believe this is the honest to God truth. I think Arena's the best game mode they have still, by far. And I've played a lot more of it for a lot longer than any of the other game modes, and I think most of the other game modes still have redeeming aspects to them. It's just,
We'll be fine. It wasn't that.
you know, there's so much more they could do, and there's so much that they did do that was kind of like, in hindsight, I think they probably would have even rather done differently. Stuff with Mercenaries and duels, and honestly Battlegrounds. I think that a lot of the problems that came after Battlegrounds came because they didn't monetize Battlegrounds particularly well.
What a a delightful party. Party's over.
Even if it was just a matter of not having skins and stuff for people to purchase for almost 2 years. So like they probably already missed the mark on like Battlegrounds' like peak popularity in terms of being able to generate revenue for them. I mean, I don't really know what I'm supposed to do. I actually thinking back, I do know what I'm supposed to do, and that is not draw both my 10 drops in my opening hand. Wonder when they'll stop trying to keep that alive? Well, as we always discuss this, I think it's important to reiterate that I have no idea how much Mercenaries makes. Some people clearly like it, and the developers may enjoy making content for it. They might enjoy it themselves. So there may not be any incentive for them to stop supporting the mode. Like, it might make more money than Battlegrounds. It might make more money than Constructed, or, you know, might make more money than a lot of different things combined. Who knows, right? Because they don't release that information. I tried to fit all the game modes in. Arena most of the month, Climb to Legend the last 10 days, and Battlegrounds if I'm out of gold. Yeah, I like Battlegrounds. We actually had a lot of fun. We did 3 duels runs last month when Taverns was getting stale with unbalanced Cavern Dreamer. We would do, you know, 5 or 6 hours of Arena and then, you know, start a duels run, do half an hour, a couple games, and they were fun. I don't think I'd want to jam 8 hours of duels a day, but I also don't think that Blizzard creates content that's designed necessarily to appeal to people sitting down and playing 8 hours of a game mode for a day, right? They kind of want, you know, somebody to jump in and play while they're on the toilet or while they're sitting on the bus commuting to work, get a game in.
I need more mana.
You know, I think that those of us sitting on Twitch bitching and moaning about things are probably the vast minority of players. I drafted 200 decks and I haven't been offered a Wild Seed card yet. I drafted one that had one and then one that didn't. I think the most common Wild Seed card is in like 24% of Hunter decks, unless I'm mistaken, which means you might draft 4 without getting one and still be kind of like in a statistical, not even close to registering for anomalous. Are they all called Wild Seed or something? What are they even called? Wild Spirits is in 13% of decks. Spirit is in 26. So if you draft 4, you're statistically likely to see 1 in 4 decks. And I think there's like 1 more card. It's a legendary, right? So that one's in 4 or 5% of decks, maybe. Hi, Red. What's up, Joe? Did not draw Wild Spirits, instant loss. Well, while having Wild Spirits is very clearly going to be a contributing factor to most of our wins, including all of our early wins and then potentially some beyond that, what really cost us that game was having 2 10 drops and a 6 drop on turn, you know, 2, 3, 4. Like, we didn't play anything, so, you know, to that extent, it doesn't really matter. Why, if it ain't Slider, Keon, Alec, and Perisling. Welcome, guys. I appreciate the new follows. If anybody else wants to hit the follow button, it certainly doesn't hurt me. In fact, it actually kind of helps me. Yeah. I don't tend to bitch, but I do tend to moan. Yeah, well, what? Come on, I don't want these stinking foxes. I can unfollow and refollow. Don't think it'll register, so you're off the hook, man. I'm on my 12th wins thanks to Silas. Cool. We've lost to 1 Silas so far this meta. I did not play around Silas appropriately. The hell was that turn? I mean, I could see taking another card later, but I also could see just tempoing out and hoping he doesn't have another turn that's just him flinging knives at me repeatedly. Need a formless hero that can draft any class cards but has no hero power. I think that there should be a draft mode, or Hearthstone should gravitate towards letting people combine classes. Like, you should probably be able to just have 1 to 2 classes, like a support hero. Runeterra does that. Magic, you can obviously put 5 colors, and it really opens up the possibility for deck building. I think it would be I think it'd be cool for just in general, things in general. I guess I'll tag that. Maybe he gives it poison, it gets annoying. Maybe bruise it back, gets annoying. So I could double trade. I could free trade and trade. Play the stinky horse. I like that we get some damage. I don't like that he's only at 25, or he's still at 25. We traded a lot, but I guess that turn where he serrated boned us, he boned us and stabbed us repeatedly. He stabbed us with his bone, I guess. It's fair to say. That can't be good for me. If I play this, I'll get that, right? Which is actually kind of nice. So let's go here. I should have played that, huh? That was dumb. Well, if it hits here, then we didn't miss any damage. Go, stink horse, go! Oh, he's trying, man. This guy is gaining entirely too much life. Oh my god, I have a mech? Oh, that's cool. The Curator. Does draw a dragon. Does draw a beast. Can't come down this turn. I don't know about that. I don't think it really matters. But anyway, I want to keep it alive because it's one of my only ways to push damage right now. Didn't Wolper go face? Yeah, but Wolper goes face, and then you can take a hit on... I guess if it hits your 3/3, it's not so bad. But I don't really want more minions on the board to take hits from the death rattle from the skeleton. So chat was worried that there was a reason, which there was. They didn't want to embarrass themselves, but hey, you know what, Bert's going all in. I got the 10-mana minion that has lifesteal, and it doesn't seem fair. It feels like lifesteal, 2 flame strikes and a pyro to his face. Yeah, I think it's got the highest win rate of any played card, but it's better, I think, than a card like you know, a pyroblast or a bloodlust. Those type of cards clearly that are going to have similar type of effects. Let's say if we pick up the 9 drop, then I'm like, I have to hero power, but if we pick up the 2, we might want to play it. Thanks to Llama. Oh, Kaylee, you did incredible. Thank you so much, Kaylee, and thank you, Llama. So I can find a 9, I could play a 10. I miss out on a hero power. I don't want to miss out on a hero power.
It seems you need another lesson. Do not touch.
Eh. A lot of stats here. If he has like an assassinate, it's, I guess, a wasted turn for us. Hunter's the most broken. Hunter has the highest win rate. I don't think Hunter's broken necessarily. I think Wild Spirits and Spirit Summoner are broken. Just want to see when he... Oh, so he top decked the Assassinate. So he loses if he doesn't draw it there. A 1 in 14. But he did draw it, so he doesn't lose right now. It's still just hero power. If at some point he stops kind of like having the nuts, he might just die, right? What a top deck, that was pretty good. One that gives you a weapon? Yeah, the Stag is especially broken. As you've seen, these games where we're not rolling it in most of our games, still gives you a nice advantage, but, you know, a 2/5 taunt and a 3/1 rush for 3 mana is...
Well played.
I mean, it's kind of close to fair, honestly. But you're likely to see the Stag more often than we're rolling it. Stag was beaten by Ysera into a Proto-Drake, and it got close. They couldn't deal with their big stuff. Yeah, Ysera's good too. There's always good cards, right? There's multiple good cards. Problem with these Hunter cards is one costs 2 mana and the other costs 3. So a lot of times, if you high roll them, and, you know, whatever, go first, then you're not going to make it till 9 or 10. You're not going to be able to play your Proto or your Ysera or your cards, which is good, right? You want to have cards that can punish late game drops. Like, you know, we drew 2 10s and we lost the game in our one loss because of it. You want there to be good early game, mid game options. So, you know, the person who drafts the best, most expensive card doesn't automatically win every game. But they probably shouldn't cost 2. They probably shouldn't cost 3. And summon 10 power worth of minions and weapons. Not as bad as Cavern Dreamer? No, I don't think it's close to as bad as Cavern Dreamer. These at least have the chance to low roll, and they cost more, and they don't repeatedly fuck you. Which is also just kind of a feels bad mechanic in card games in general. Planeswalkers and Cavern Dreamer, the cards that like just continuously sap you of value and your will to play the game. It's a snowball meta, but I'm bad. No, you're great. It doesn't feel more snowball-y to me. It feels more tempo-y. And honestly, well, two draws will have cost us games in this run, probably, to start. But I don't know. It feels lower power level. Like, noticeably. Fewer answers. A bunch of older sets. The newer set doesn't feel overtly broken outside of probably just the Wild Sea cards and a couple legendaries, but they don't even feel, for the most part, on the same level as like the Colossals. You can't discover them as consistently, it seems. I think all of that matters. Well, these are better, but I have no plays, so... Rogue seems better off than last rotation. I think Rogue is noticeably worse than last rotation. It's the lowest win rate class, and it feels... I haven't drafted it yet, but I've seen a couple, and they look not basically undraftable. I would avoid Rogue at all costs. And Rogue was very good until they nerfed Rogue, and then they nerfed Rogue, and then they unnerfed Rogue, and Rogue was very strong again. Probably like the 4th or 5th best class, but our Rogue decks pretty much all went infinite once you got a couple of Rogue cards. But Rogue lost probably the biggest package of playable cards. Reconnaissance, Blood in the Water, all the pirate draw that actually lets you like achieve some value. There's that 6 mana spell that blows up the whole board. While it's still pretty dang good here, yeah, I guess it doesn't really matter. I guess he gets 2. Yeah, it does matter. There's less rush and less hard removal. Yeah. The older sets didn't have as premium everything, right? So I can get the 2 on board right now. Damn, that's the worst draw. Oh my god, that's putrid. That's the best thing to roll and the worst thing to have in our hand on our turn 6. So that feels kind of bad. Resizing on 6? We could play this, then play it. I think 6s in general are just much better than 5s in this meta. There's a lot of 5 mana 3/6s, 5 mana 3/4s. But there's a lot of like Bog Beasts and High Mains and 6 mana 4/4 rushes, etc. Why did he do that? Next turn it dealt a lot more. We kind of have to do it here. Just don't really think a Wind Fury Elemental is good enough. Wow, 2 Wild Spirits, Reno's no good. Blood Stinger is actually a pretty good card sometimes. Sometimes you get Omega Punish, but I don't think there's any poison. You can pull, their Conjurer and kill it and they don't get a spell. But there is an inherent risk, right, that you're gonna pull something like a Deathwing. And catch a guy free kill and then lose a game. Why did he waste that? This must be on NA. Yeah. This is, we're on the NA server. Remy is actually, I think, one of the best, it's unfortunate for us. One of the best European players, looks like, when they switch over to the server. Top 10 leaderboard player, 10 straight years. So it looks like Remy really having a tough time over here. Your decisions certainly matter more, right? Coming over to the big leagues. I'm not gonna lie. I wanted the rush. I'm not gonna lie. I wanted the rush. My god, these trades. Who knows what they're doing, but throwing away a 1 mana deal 9 so they could deal 3 and kill nothing was certainly wrong. And then Firelands portaling a Cairn as like, well, yeah, whatever. Maybe you're like, okay, I'm gonna spend 7 no matter what. It's got this undeniable play that's gonna be incredible. Sure, maybe you want that real bad. But to Firelands portal a Cairn, if you don't high roll or rush there, then you've done nothing. Now they did, so good for them or whatever, but yeah, I would advise against doing that. Traded Runethak into the wrong minion. He high rolled the Firelands and he blew the trade. It does seem like they did not play it super appropriately. Oh dear, I thought... I'm gonna hit this one in case we can go in here. If I was getting this down to 4, I would. But I think there's a chance we just run this in. So if, he... Oh, fuck off, dude. I've not seen this card fully activated yet. Alright, well, we're seeing... I'm not trying to diss them, but we're certainly seeing how they could easily... Why'd you freeze that one? We could see how they could win more games than you would expect them to, based off of their plays. And, I guess they're just kind of getting continually rewarded for playing like a dingus, but yeah, that's life sometimes. Opponent played Dreads. Remy? I think I've played Remy before.
Grades getting low.
Nothing they're doing is appropriate or makes any sense. I think I'm gonna hold this. Is that dumb? I can get all this crap out, right? Oh, dang it. This is where we want to stag. We whiffed the first time and we whiffed this time. Both actually whiffed on what we wanted. We got 1 stag out of 4 rolls, which is good, but... Good morning. Hey, Jane.
How it burns! Look how it burns!
You had 1 chance. Isn't that the name of the fellow who sits under your hat and plays arena for you by pulling your hair? Remy? I think so, yeah. That's him. That's the guy, Remy. Did I play that in the wrong order? No. Why did that happen? Shouldn't the minion have come dormant first? And then I should have had 2 on? Or is it... Maybe it's like it happened simultaneously, maybe? They're both happening at the exact same time. You didn't have 2 minions until after the start of the turn? Okay. I guess it doesn't have like a stack like Magic or Runeterra, where like you summon a minion, then it checks. Okay, I need not that. Yeah, that was horrifically played, but their deck was quite strong, so I guess cheers for that. So, you will win. You can still beat any cards with any cards, as long as your cards are better. Loss of potato? Yeah, that's fine. I firmly believe that it's a good thing that you can lose those games, because otherwise players like that would never play, because they would never win any games if it was always down to like somebody making smart decisions, right?
Versus Jaina.
They made a lot of poor decisions that had low chances of being beneficial, and then they were. So this is how you know, farm infinite arena runs. Is like the next time you play that guy, they'll make the same poor plays, and then you'll beat them, and you'll probably beat them just far more often than they'll high roll 4 or 5 things. +1 arena player, yeah, it's good. You want players like that winning a few games so they convince themselves that their terrible decisions are good, so they keep queuing up, and then you keep winning off of them. It was top ranked on EU. I was just kidding, because Campy called him an NA shit player or whatever, which he was, but rather than accept that we just had that dingus on the North American server, I wanted to pretend like he was like a top European player, and he just played really poorly over here because it's harder. Zfaria, what's up, dude? Does retiring affect the leaderboard? It does, yeah. Dude, it'd be great if he's just... Oh, never mind. Let's say not here. We'd have a better chance of winning if he just didn't play any cards. I think I'm gonna coin out the gorilla if I don't get a wild seed. We could coin out a 3/3 and a candle shot, but if he sees the candle shot, A, he could break it this turn, and B, he might play around it a little bit. He's like, oh, I'm guaranteed getting pinged, I'll play this instead of that. Now we get the Divine Shield, and that's pretty good. Welcome, my doctor is in my mouth. Ew, wait, sometimes that's okay. Zfaria, thank you for the 11 years of sub. That's a long time for Redbeard to be streaming professionally in his underwear.
The dark path is my destiny.
Man, we have drawn so poorly with a deck that does not have a particularly heavy curve. I'm gonna take the 5 because I just cannot skip another turn. we'll feel kind of bad about somehow drawing a 9 and a 10 or 2 10s for 3 games in our first 8. Yuck. But that's okay. Sometimes, you know, you get 3 bad draws. So an issue, I think, with the Wild Seed cards is 1, your Hunter decks probably stink if you don't get them. 3, 4, 5. But it's also not super fun to play Hunter, I don't think. So it's like, you're like, oh yeah, I'll just take Hunter. It's not like super fun. It's okay, Redbeard, I won the bet and I'm happy. It's not over yet, is it? Hey, forever, Jakey? Hunter's my favorite. I like Hunter, the class. But Hunter's, even in this meta, it just feels very straightforward, right? Where it's just like push, 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 try to squeeze as many hero powers as you can. Kind of run out of resources and hope that like you get there, right? Whereas there's, I feel, a little more back and forth available to some of the other classes. Priest, you know, remove this minion, draw some cards, buff some cards, maybe go wide. Like, you have a lot of things like you can do there. The mage deck even sort of, you know, both decks got a similar score, but it was like, oh yeah, maybe I can conjure. Oh, I can Fire Lens Portal and see what I get. Oh, I've got like skeleton stuff I can do. You know, or I can play kind of like a Hunter and go face, and maybe I drafted a Pyroblast. These Hunter decks have all kind of felt like, I pray to God I got Wild Seed cards, and I pray to God I draw them, and then I pray to God I roll the Stag. Whoa, that seems... By the Hammer of Khazgaroth. Hey, thank you so much, Charles. Thank you for the 1500 bits. Does that, how does this work? He's probably testing it out in his brain. High rolled? That's a high roll for sure. General's probably still better. I can guarantee it. I guess I might as well just swing first though, even if it's not how it works. Oh god, that's so good. Deal 1 and then deal 2, trade. Oh man, that might just be better. Then I don't have to swing it with a weapon. Dreads, don't worry. I'll be in your chat popping in like usual. I want to swing face. I guess we don't have to. Also could have played this, getting 1 card deeper to just try to smooth out turn 8. But we also could just cleave a board, right? I've got to remember to be conscientious that Dreads will be waiting in the wings, hoping that our good deck gets unlucky so he can chastise us. So I gotta be, you know, we gotta be diligent to A, not get unlucky, and B, you know, keep an eye on him. As much as we all troll Dreads, when he gets an opportunity, I think he has to take it, right? It's fair. That guy a beast? He is a beast. Oh, that's a dragon, too. I don't know why chat hasn't already made fun of you. If you missed on Stag this game, you were donezo. Wait, why would they make fun of me? I lost to a Zephyrus and I drew 2 10-drops and a 6-drop on turn 2 in a deck that has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards that cost more than 5. Less than a third of it costs more than 4. Plus, I don't know, chat loves me, don't they? I thought like that was part of the shtick. It's like chat is, you know, they respect me and they cherish me, and then they just, you know, they criticize you and they chastise you. This doesn't work because he's not playing a secret, he's playing a corrupt that casts a secret, right? Does that matter for them to make fun of me? Yeah, no, but we get a much better reaction out of, so that's why they do it. They get a much better reaction. You see. You're always very angry. You bang the desk and you hoot and holler. They love that. I'm never mad. God, can I look at a Dreads clip right now? What did we, God damn it, isn't there like a clip of him getting mad or something? Which, yeah, my heart is delighted by. I thought Dread's stream was him farming chat making fun of him and Dread's pretending to be mad. Am I wrong? No, he never pretends to be mad. He's just always mad. Jades? Those don't exist? What's the, I mean, this one he's not mad. We're just getting mad. Even geniuses fall down sometimes. How indeed. Where's my sub badge?
Tavish versus Anduin. The light shall bring victory. You won't be taking my treasures.
We're playing Happa Bear, so. Is this the real Happa Bear? Is she not streaming? I see she's streaming, but it doesn't say arena in her title. I want to go look. Are Happa and I still friends? I think we were, weren't we? How do you like send a message to people? Oh, good. My customary 10 drop in my opening hand. Wonderful. One day I'll show you that jump is legit hard. You never ran in that game. And I would tell you to, I would suggest maybe consider running throughout like the course of the game.
Job's done.
God, it was you who murdered me. Two friends don't play Wild Seeds on each other. I'm not gonna play Wild Seeds against Happa, no way.
No.
Happa and I have been friends for a long time. You guys should all check out Happa Bear's stream. You can see the stream from both players' perspective. I'm not gonna open it up, but I am going to. I am going to link her chat here, okay? Hey, Kessie. Happa's one of the best Battlegrounds players. Happa and I used to play Battlegrounds off stream together, actually. It's kind of fun. Well, it was a lot of fun. Typically, she would just beat me and then apologize, and I'd be like, that's cool, I tried my best. She's really good at Battlegrounds. I met Happa Bear at TwitchCon 2. She was very nice. And Happa Bear's a lot shorter than I thought. Happa Bear's like 4'10", 5'1" maybe. Even the worst roll from that card is good. Yeah.
I see a dark future.
Oh my donkey lips. Dude, I'm about to get demolished by that thing. Whenever you summon a minion set its health equal to this minion's, ay ay ay.
Look what I found.
Okay, well, I was gonna say it's not that bad. It's pretty bad though. It's pretty bad for me. That's a 2 mana, 3/14. Man, this card is nasty. I like this card a lot. I think he's cool. He also has a similar physique to me. Similar dog collar to Dreads. Ah, delightful. I was worried I wouldn't have all my 10 drops in my hand to start the game.
What a delicious.
I guess I can get that one too. Cool. Alright, let's pick up a Sleepy Dragon, the last unplayable card in my hand. I think it's about time we have all unplayable cards on turn 6 again. Now remember, the loser of this match has to immediately end their stream and raid the other person. Sleepy? Don't be writing that in my chat threads, okay? The good news is, as we've learned over the last 2 days, any top deck that Dreads asks for doesn't come to fruition, and he gets a bad one and loses. Whereas it's me and he wants Sleepy, so that means I can't get Sleepy, right? Campy is over here in chat talking smack in your name. Well, is it accurate though? Does he say I stink and I'm ugly? Because that's probably fair. I remember yesterday I wrote Pounce, Prey, and Dreads in Dreads chat and he drew it. That's good. That's good. He is evil. Zoo bot the idiot. I get a bat. I guess it's better to hit that one. That's the universe counterbalancing for you drafting 2 wild spirits. I mean, we got 6 wins. I'm okay with 6 wins. We have 2 great cards, and when we've drawn them, we've fared quite well. When we haven't, we've been in a bad spot. Summon a copy of this minion at the end of your turn. I would say, if you told me that in 4 games, oh, that doesn't have taunt? In 4 of these games, we would have both 10 drops by turn 6 or earlier. I'd be like, oh, did we go 0-3? In our 4 games? I'd be like, oh, that wouldn't surprise me. There have been at least 4 games we've had both of them in our hand by turn 6. Earlier in a couple. You could play it out 100 times. It probably doesn't happen 4 times in 100 times, but out of 9 games, it's happened 4 times. So that kind of stinks. You can still win this, I believe in you. I think, what the hell, why are you gonna burn me, Happa? I think, you stinking bear. We've also rolled the 3-drop, I think twice out of about 9 of these. And you tell me we get 6 wins in those situations under those circumstances, I'd be like, hell yeah, dude. In the moment, it kind of stinks, but couldn't happen against a nicer person, so let it be against Happa. And I'm just gonna go ahead and throw this out there too. If, let's say, theoretically, Happa Bear's playing Arena, she's got a good deck going here, she's playing great, she's winning, and maybe it motivates her to play more Arena. We have a wonderful human being in the community back playing Arena. I think that's a win too. That's a hit that I'm willing to take. Sleepy, this would be a good turn for Sleepy. But, you know, we didn't draw it on the worst turns, and that was good. We're just popping off, so it makes sense. See, now here's the thing, which is great too, is that I think what's been helping Arena kind of get really popular and whatnot, is Dreads has been streaming so infrequently, 4 days a week. I'm not gonna lie, that might be Hapa's only, but that feels like that helps me. Dealt 4 to her board and 2 to mine, but you want to get something on board, right? And the damage maybe just doesn't matter, but yeah, people are like, oh well, I never see. Oh, does Dreads even play Arena? Like once you disassociate Dreads from the community, people are probably more like, oh yeah, Arena is pretty cool. No bozos bouncing, no older men, not like the oldest guy playing it, right? People are probably like, oh yeah, I could see this game mode catching on. True, Dread sucks. I didn't say that. I just said that young people who make up, 17% of this population might prefer to watch like Hapa Bear and Red Beard jamming it out on their hoverboards rather than Dreads, going up the stairs in his assisted chair, screaming for help when he falls down with his bag of beats. Help! Help! This guy is kind of a weenie, eh? He's like, but he's our weenie. Well, not my weenie. Mine's huge and tall. Stands up, right? From a mod contract, I cannot make any disparaging remarks about Dreads. Why do you always do it when he's not here? Or is that part of the rules too? I need this to die, right? I actually might have been better for her. I think it might have been better for her to heal mine. No? So I couldn't get another one. Red's weenie has legs. People think that because of how, because it looks like a centipede. She gave you Divine Shield? Yeah, but she also summoned a 3 mana 9/9 with Rush. So I don't think that that's inherently like the worst thing. I think it's usually a good idea to consider using that card on your opponent's minions. Especially when the Divine Shield just gets wiped for free from the 9/9 you summoned. If it doesn't have Rush, yeah, maybe. But she's in such a commanding position here that I think taking a 3 mana 9/9 makes sense. It's better probably than playing like a 3 mana 1/1 with Divine Shield. You get to keep it on like the fishy flyer. I need help. Oh great, I got Warple Stinker. Let's think for a minute. She heals up to 16, she trades. I'm never getting lethal next turn. If she, doesn't want it, so. I guess there's a world in which I draw a dragon. I have how many? 1? Of 1. It's a 1 in 15 to draw a dragon. And, I don't know what I could find. Maybe a taunt. Maybe there's a dragon with taunt or something. At least you lost to a hot babe? Well, Hapa is a kind-hearted, skilled gamer. Oh no! And I would rather defeat her in the Battle of Arena. But yeah, I'd rather lose to a friend and hope that her run goes 12 than to see Dreads with a pair of binoculars 350, yards away. That would just make me sick.
Victory is the greatest treasure.
Victory is the greatest treasure. What's he look like on the front end? He looks lamer on the back end. Was Hapa at 6 wins and now she's at 7? I know I messed up that play by bumping the shield. That BM though, is that BM? I don't think it's BM when opponents play cards or whatever. If they have lethal on board and you're not conceding, then whatever, they can play it. Win 2 games or bounties. Yeah, I don't know. I'll take 6. I think you can do a lot worse in this meta. It was an even 6-2 matchup. Cool. 55 dust.